everyone, this is Nikki Rowland and today I have a layout to share for Bramble Fox. I am using two sets from the store, this one here which is called Wow Words and this one here which is called Talk to the Hand. Very cool, love it. So of course I have my fabulous boy photos. We recently visited a scooter park, or sorry, it's actually a skateboard park, but we took scooters. The boys just had the best day ever, I think, scooting around all the different ramps. There's an inside area, a big inside area, which is just full of things to do, and then outside as well, and then there was this fabulous graffiti wall outside, so that's where I got this photo. So I printed it really big. I had it printed by a company, I didn't do it myself, and I did it in, I think it's 6 by 12. Yeah, it is. I'm sure it is 6 by 12. So yeah, it was just a really, really cool photo, and I wanted it to be the full length of the page, but the cropping it to a square wouldn't have worked, so I went for long and thin instead. Then I have to figure out what to do with that giant photo. So I'm using the Cool Boy collection by Pebbles. Now I didn't have a lot of this collection and already have made about 7 layouts using it, so I didn't have a lot left. So I had to be careful about what I was doing. So yeah, so you can see that I'm going really tiny with lots of small strips of paper, and that's literally all I can do because I don't have a huge amount of it left. You can see what I've got there, not a lot. I do have some other patterns as well, but a lot of them were in orange, and that I didn't feel that really went with my photo. Because there's no orange in the photo whatsoever, so I tried to stick to the greens and the blues, and there's pink in the photo, but I didn't have any pink in the collection, so I was a bit limited, but it works okay. It's all fine. The greens and the blues are perfect. So I've got very narrow strips on the right hand side. I've distressed the edges, and I've got Cool Dude strip as well. That's on one of the papers too, and I've distressed the edges just of one side, and I've got them kind of layered. And then I'm mimicking the same over on the other side, but on the right hand side I've left a white space at the edge of the layout as well, whereas on the left hand side I have not done so, but I just felt the whole thing, it needed some white space on this layout because the photo is so huge and so busy with that background, so I just needed to make sure that it all had enough breathing space, and of course I'm going to fill up this middle section with loads of embellishments. Okay, so I pulled out Boys Are the Best, which was a cut apart from one of the cut apart sheets in the collection that I had left over. Boys Are the Best, so I've just cut that out, and that's going to be my title, and I've distressed the edges of that, and I'm going to raise that up on foam pads, and then I've got my Wow Words that I'm going to put in a stack all along that edge of the photo, and then I've got the Talk to the Hand icons as well. Now they're quite big and they're quite open, so I felt that they needed backing, because when I placed them over the edge of my photo, of course you could see the photo shining straight through, and I just felt that they needed to be backed with something. So I've just stuck those onto the same papers that I've used on the layout, and I've stuck them down with glossy accents, and I need to just cut those out at some point, but they need to dry a bit more first. I'm going to give it a good go now and try and cut them out while they're still wet, but you can see that I'm doing a really bad job, and my scissors are all gluey, and I had to rough cut them anyway. So I'm just rough cutting them now. I've admitted defeat, and I really do need to wait until they're properly dry before I cut them out properly. But for now, just to give me an idea of placement, they are just rough cut round, and I will go around them properly in more detail later. So you can see that it's really helpful to have them there because they're I can use them as placement and figure out where they're going to go. So yeah, I've just got building this whole stack down the side of the photo effectively. I've got cool there, I've got wow, I've got okay, and then I've got 3 of the Talk to the Hand symbols, so 1 of each basically. So the okay, pointing, and the thumbs up. I don't know if the pointing means something. I'm showing my age here. I don't know if that's a symbol or I'm just being stupid or what, but anyway, I'm going to go with pointing. Okay, and then I was a bit struggling with the embellishments because a lot of them have orange in, and this just wasn't working for my layout. So I've got a tiger there, well that didn't really work, and I had Ready to Roll in orange, again didn't really work. I've got Let's Go, again in orange. So I was, say, a bit limited. So I just thought I'd create this little cluster down on the left hand side with what I did have, which wasn't a huge amount, and I've gone for a green label that you can see there. It was actually bigger than that, but I've cut it down, fussy cut it down a bit, and then I picked out this word that says All Star, but it's foiled, and when I take the photos later you can't really see what it says, and I think an All Star reminds me of kind of like American football. I don't know if that's right or if that's just my perception, but so yeah, but I'm going to use it anyway. So on the photos, as I say, it's not very clear, but because it's so hard to photograph foil things because it shines so much and the light catches it. So anyway, that's what I'm doing here. I'm just going to add that little green label. I've also ruched up some crepe paper. So I had this strip of like teal green crepe paper, which I just put a piece of double-sided tape onto the layout and then pushed it on, ruching as I went, and that worked really well. And then you can see I've added the label over the top, and then the words All-Star title is going over the top of that as well. Okay, so what else am I doing? I'm going to add a few other little bits and pieces, but not a huge amount, just because the photo is so big and so busy, and then I've got all those embellishments down the side that really I need to keep it fairly minimal, but I feel like I'm kind of done too quickly. But sometimes the beauty of it is knowing when to stop, like less is more. So I'm just adding a couple of little tiny embellishments there. So I've got a little peace sign and an ice cream. The ice cream gets moved, I think, as it goes somewhere else. Oh no, I've already done it. So the big ice cream I've put there. Now that does have some other colours in, but I felt that it worked okay because most of the colours were in my photo as well. Now just adding a few little sequins to the big cluster down the side of the photo, and then over on the left side as well, just a few around there too. Again, I had to be careful with my sequins because they had all different colours in them, so I had to pull out the ones that worked. Lots of little stars, which is cute, and worked really well for this layout. I could have done with some stars actually for this layout, but I didn't have any. I didn't bring a punch with me. I'm away on holiday, you see, making this layout and doing the voiceover. Yeah, I forgot all my inks, and which was really annoying. I have not a single ink with me, yeah, and no punches at all either. I meant to bring a star and a circle, but I've got them both. Whoops, never mind. Right, okay, so just adding some journaling to that green strip there with my black journaling pen, and sticking with the vertical direction of the layout by putting my words vertical as well. Just going to finish it off with a few splatters of black paint, nothing major, no big drips on this layout, just little ones. And there we go, that is the finished layout. I hope that you enjoyed seeing it come together. What a fabulous photo, and I hope I did it justice. I always worry that my photo is so good that I'm never going to be able to do it justice, but I've decided that you just have to dive in and use these things. Okay, there we go. Thank you very, very much for joining me today. Don't forget to check out those 2 sets in the Bramble Fox shop. Thank you so much for joining me today. That was Nikki Rowland for Bramble Fox.